Can you come in front and clap? Great. All right. Should put off my headphones.
You can probably make it like it's a prop or something.
Yeah lah, prop.
This,
Yeah. Okay. So this is Irfan. We're just having a little chat. Just talking about life in general. We're here at Gallery Filament where we work and just sort of chilling, and we want to talk about life. So Irfan, one question, bro.
Okay.
It's like if you could remember like your earliest memory, like if you could recall your earliest memory, what would it be?
Oh, earliest memories. It's like during like when we like 1 year old until 5 years old, we barely like remember things, right? Usually.
Yeah.
It's like if you ask me like the earliest memory that I could remember, it's actually at where I'm staying right now, because like where I'm staying right now is like it's like where I started like growing up at a very very early age. Like my earliest memory, if you ask me, is when I was going to this one like neighbor's house during probably Hari Raya or something like that. And I don't know why this kind of like time stamp in my life, right? This time stamp in my life really kind of like it's captured and like stored very well, while like other things was like my mom told me like macam back then when I was at that house, probably I don't know, probably like 2 years old, 3 years old, but I don't remember this, but my mom said like something exploded in front of my house. I don't remember that, but I remember like I was like at this neighbor's house. I was so scared of like when the azan comes out.
The azan, the bang.
Yeah, the bang.
Ah.
The bang comes out, and I was like so scared because it's too loud. I don't know why, and I still kind of like, if you ask me like what's the interpretation of that scene in my life, like I don't really get it why, to be honest.
Yeah.
And then another memory, like it was like probably like right after that, it was me, because at my house it was this kind of like quite a stretch of like road, right? And roads like houses, bungalows, like all beside the roads, right? So I could like run on the straight line.
Yeah.
Like I still remember I was like running like just a kid running on this stretch of like road, like while bringing this like kind of like a small pack of like twisties, bro.
And how old were you?
Dude, I don't really remember, but if you ask me during that time when I was staying at where I am right now, like before like I moved to Kelantan, right, it was like probably around that time, it was probably around like when I was like 2-3 years old.
Wow, 2-3 years old.
2-3 years old. I don't know why, like a lot of things in my life, like staying at this one house, at this one flat at like Subang, right? I don't know why I don't remember that, but this very specific, and I still cannot interpret why I do remember that, was the memory that I could like recall until today. Lah.
Yeah.
I don't know lah. How about you lah? Like it's like, what can you actually remember things when you were like 1 year old until like 5?
Well, my earliest memory has to be like, I think when I was like 4 or something. I remember like we went to 7-Eleven. My dad went to 7-Eleven, and he bought this toy set from 7. You know how like in 7-Eleven there's the toy section there.
Yeah.
And then he bought this like doctor set for me, and then like, and I remember opening it in the house, and then my mom was saying, "Oh, you know, you're going to be a doctor when you grow up." But it's quite interesting, huh? Like, I don't know about you, but when I think about like the earliest memories, it's like that, like it's like foggy a bit. I don't know if you can relate or not. If you think about like
A lot of things in my life during those times are very foggy, bro.
it's like so foggy, right?
Yeah.
Like
It's I think because I think we didn't like gain consciousness, like full consciousness yet.
Yeah.
But if we didn't get full consciousness, then why this kind of like parts during that time we can still remember until today?
I think, yeah, I don't know. Maybe when, I don't know, like that's when our brains were like developing, right? So I guess we were like waking up. I guess we were gaining consciousness. It's it's quite interesting, huh? Like it's interesting because your earliest memory is like, for me, it's like when I was about 4. So I don't remember anything that happened before that. When I was 1, 2, 3, you know, I don't remember who I was. So that's like, it's quite a mind fuck if you think about it, right? Like you don't remember your first few years or your first few months of life. You were just alive, but you don't remember. You know what I mean? That's such a weird thing to actually think about, right?
I think it's how you say it. It's kind of like now you know, since we already gain consciousness, I feel like a lot of things now, I think it's a human thing lah. Is I think what we call escapism, isn't it?
Yeah.
We sometimes do feel, I feel like we sometimes do kind of try to revert back to who we were back then. You know, with all this kind of like, you know, sometimes you just kind of like zone out, and you kind of like, you know, just as I said just now that we were talking, you know, at that desk, that I said that time just passes by. It's not like I don't remember anything, you know, I do remember like quite a lot of things, but I feel like, you know, when you feel like time passes by, we kind of like try to revert back when times was easier.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, okay, then let me ask you another question related to childhood lah. Like, obviously you always wanted to be like a creative person, kan?
Yeah.
And of course, you know, we're the same age, 23. We're kind of like in the same line also, freelancing also.
Yeah.
But like, what is like your earliest memory of like being creative? Like, what was like the thing, like what was the first piece of art that you could remember making? Like for me, like it's just doodling and just chonting you know, in my notebook or something like that. I used to do like crafts and stuff, just making dumb stuff. Like, what was yours? Like, I want to know what was yours, bro.
What was my earliest creative memory?
Yeah.
I would say probably because you know, let me tell you this, right? It's like when I was early, you know, when I was early in my age, I felt like I suck at drawing, because I think I kind of did a few drawings lah when I was like growing up. Yeah, I suck at drawing and stuff like that. But if you ask me like piece art that I did when I was like a kid or something like that. Ooh, that part is kind of hard to remember, to be honest lah.
Yeah.
But
But what was like the first thing you made that like you're like, oh yeah, I made something, you know what I mean? Like you were proud. I don't know, it could be like a song, could be like a video you made, you know, Minecraft Let's Play. I used to do that all the time also. Like
Yeah.
try to be like a YouTuber and stuff like that.
yeah.
Like anything, like
If you ask me like things that I remember like that I actually remember making, probably it was when I was, this is probably later in the age lah. I would say probably around like 12 or something like that, because I think that's when I think my creative side kind of like comes out.
yeah.
Because I was more of like a studious person, and you know, I was just doing like, you know, science, mathematics stuff.
Yeah.
I was just being in school, something like that. When I got my not first lah, I think it was my second smartphone, I guess. My first smartphone was like inherited to me from my mum.
Yeah.
Then I got this Lenovo phone.
Oh, Lenovo. Yeah.
This Lenovo phone. And then at the time, I was watching like a lot of like YouTubers, you know, like a lot of like let's play gameplays and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then, you know, I really wanted to be like them, and I started making videos using like Viva videos.
Yeah.
There's those Viva videos, bro, like legendaries, yeah. And then started making videos on that, just being, you know, hello guys, what's up. I used that phone for face cam and also for my gameplays.
To like you recorded the TV and stuff like that with the phone or
I
what?
did that also, but you know, it's like none of the videos like came out.
Yeah.
But I remember doing that, like record the TV and then they just play and all that. Probably that is more earlier, but then, you know, I just make like a, you know, like playing like Clash of Clans, bro. Play Clash of Clans, you know, stuff like that, and then I edited that in like Viva video and just posted it. And then I just kept making videos. It's like, if you ask me during my like sekolah menengah times, that's what I did beside like studying. It's like I would just go back home. It's like, oh, what games I want to play. It's like, okay, let's play probably like this survival games. I used to love like horror games, but then I was really into like horror games. So I made like a couple of horror gameplays, and then after that I made like, and then I got my PC. That was revolutionary, definitely. That was revolutionary. I started playing like GTA 5. That was actually, I experienced GTA 5 very late in the age, probably like it was like 14. I got to play like GTA 5. It was like, oh, this is the game. Because back then, like before that, I was just playing probably the latest GTA that I got to play at that time was GTA San Andreas. And GTA 5 already came out like a few years already, probably like already 4 years. So I started playing GTA 5. But if you ask me like first one, I think it was this one Slender Man videos, man.
Do you think like that Lenovo phone that you got like kind of in a way like opened the doors to like who you are now, like a video editor? Do you think so?
I would say so. Not just a video editor, but I would say creative as general lah. Because bro, it's like I really like use that is kind of like a way for me to kind of like escape at the time, you know, fill in a lot of my free times, because you were a kid, bro. You're just a kid. So yeah, I mean, like being a video editor, but also being in front of the camera, and also I wouldn't say I learned a lot about shots, I would say, because dude,
You didn't know anything.
who fucking cares about
You were just
Then
doing whatever you wanted
you
to
guys
do.
can fucking see my fucking double chin, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But but what about now? Like I know we chat about this like before we started recording, but like, are you like optimistic about this year, about next year, about the future, like, and about yourself?
Like, what about how do I feel about now?
Yeah, how do you feel about now? Like where you are right now? Like,
Where am I right now?
yeah,
Definitely, I need. It's like sometimes I do forget to kind of like, being grateful at where I am now, because I feel like not a lot of people get to be blessed with this kind of opportunities and all that. I also kind of like thank my younger self also, because the confidence of like really wanting like to do what I really want was really there. Like, of course now it's like, there's this kind of like, you kind of like compare yourself to others and stuff like that. But back then I was like, because you do not know anyone, you were just on your own lane. Like,
yeah,
I was like, oh, I didn't know this guy. So probably I'm the best.
yeah.
But yeah, I kinda need to thank my younger self for like being like very firm with like my passion and all that. And yeah, it's just I feel like it's something very early age, I would say. It's like, oh, probably this is what I want to do for the rest of my life lah. But also I do feel like sometimes I just want to explore other things as well. Like like I did make like a few of my songs back then. Something like that. I mean, it's like very passively like, it's like I try this kind of like different things. But mainly I'm kind of like on a good path lah.
That's good to hear, bro. Yeah. Still trying to figure it out, right? Like, I think everybody's, especially us as well, fresh graduates, like 23 years old, trying to navigate like what the hell's going on. But I guess we're trying our best and trying to figure out.
What I'm trying to figure out more now is probably more on being more fulfilled lah. Being more fulfilled lah.
With your art and
with my art
and your life in general, right?
Life in general. Because it's like when I got here, it's kind of like, actually this internship is not just me trying to kind of like fulfill what is my uni requirement as well, but I try to see in a different perspective as well. Because I was quite blessed to kind of like have creative as my first job, because before this I never worked at like retails, because a lot of people around our age and all that, they all started like working at 7E, at convenience store, working at retails and stuff like that. And the reason why I came here, and it's kind of like, for me now, it's kind of like, it's a way for me to being grateful at where I'm being placed now. Is that, oh, you know what, man, it's like I'm very blessed that I get to be as a creative at quite a young age. Because if I didn't figure this out, and if my younger self didn't really explore what I really liked when I was a kid,
Yeah.
like dude, probably when I was around at this age, 22, 23, 24, probably I'm will be feeling bored as hell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's good to have a chat with you. It's a good experiment to do our interview.
Yeah.
And yeah, I guess that's it. All right.